Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast, giving you the post game of the Saints Week 15 matchup versus the Kansas City Chiefs. The Saints fall to the Kansas City Chiefs by a score of 32-29. The Saints are on a two-game losing streak right now. The Saints sit at 10-4, and now they have a big matchup on Christmas Day versus the Minnesota Vikings, which is, imperative. Like they have got to win the game against the Minnesota Vikings, because if you don't, then you're looking at possibly losing the NFC South title. The New Orleans Saints on today. I must say, man, look, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I know big Saints fans wouldn't want to admit this, but we just got to be real. Anybody that really strongly 100% emphatically felt that the New Orleans Saints were going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs today, you are a real true homer. For real. Like, I don't think this is one of those games where even the strongest and most optimistic Saints fan believe that the most likely the Saints weren't going to win that game, especially since you've seen like all the people that were out. You know, Michael Thomas not being in the game, Deontay Harris not being in the game, you know what I'm saying? And you know, the Saints, they did a really good job today for all things that were considered. I don't care what anybody says. This ain't to me, this not the game to be criticizing the defense. This isn't you can't say that they didn't play hard. The Saints were behind the eight ball offensively. Offense, you had a bunch of backup wide receivers on the field that probably had little to no chemistry with Drew Brees at all. And also, this is with Drew Brees' first time playing in over a month. And you go up against the world champions in a high-powered offense, and for you to be right there in the thick of things to the very end, and we can even like say that it was a strong possibility they could have possibly won this game if Alex Anzalone didn't fall on the football. You know, like the defense did an outstanding job today. The defense really played well. You look at a defense that was on the field for about 80 some odd plays today. The Chiefs ran 80 something plays. I think it was like 82 or 83 plays. And the defense was out there, and you kept Patrick Mahomes under 200 yards. Wasn't really a bunch of explosive plays down the field. It was a lot of, intermediate routes. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a whole bunch of explosive stuff. And Patrick Mahomes really had to pull out his magic in order for the Saints in order for his team to start scoring touchdowns. That pass in the back of the end zone that he threw to Hartman, it's probably him and maybe Aaron Rodgers can make that pass. And then a couple, little trick plays and shovel passes, they got into the end zone a couple more times. But the New Orleans Saints defense, they played outstanding today. And like I said, I don't have anything bad to say about the New Orleans Saints defense. Anybody that want to complain about the defense, look, fine, whatever. So I just feel like going up against a high-powered offense that is going to put up about 30 points, it was going to be a struggle. But I will say this. If the Saints play the Kansas City Chiefs again, the Saints going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to say that again. If the Saints play the Kansas City Chiefs again, if we end up playing these guys in the Super Bowl, the Saints will beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The Saints put up 29 points and lost by 3 points with no Michael Thomas. Traquan Smith left the game. You had Cam Jordan got throughout. You got Trey Hendrickson, who left the game. You got Marcus Williams, who left the game. And yet the Saints were still right there in the very end. There was a couple plays defensively, I feel like some tackling, needs to be a little bit cleaned up. I feel like the couple plays they could have had in the backfield. But this New Orleans Saints team, man, look, I know we lost today, but I leave this game more optimistic than ever that the New Orleans Saints can win it all. I leave this game, and I know it sounds crazy, and I know some people probably be like, huh, what? I leave this game. I leave the game that the Saints just played believing that the New Orleans Saints can win it all. You're not going to go up against a guy like Patrick Mahomes each and every week. You're not going to go up against an offense like this each and every week. The Saints defense is legit. This defense is legit, man. Look, real talk. This defense is legit. And, I'm sorry. If the offense gets on the same page, if the wide receivers get back, this is going to be a tough team to beat. I don't feel like they're going to lose on Friday against the Minnesota Vikings, and I don't feel like they're going to lose against the Carolina Panthers. So I feel like the Saints going to go into the postseason 12-4, and I really feel like this team going to be dialed in. Now, we did lose some people. I mean, Marcus Williams, that looked really serious. Most likely, 9 times out of 10, he ain't playing Friday. I don't know what's going on with Trey Hendrickson. I don't know what happened with him. Cam Jordan, he might end up just getting fined, but he'll be back. But this New Orleans Saints defense is legit. I like this defense a lot, a whole lot. Offensively, Drew Brees looked absolutely terrible. I mean, this is probably one of the lowest percentage games that he ever played in his entire career. I've never seen Drew Brees with these type of stats. This is just unbelievable stuff right here. 15 of 34, 254 yards, but he also had 3 touchdowns in this game. So even in his worst performance, he still gave you 3 touchdowns. Drew Brees, I mean, it was expected, you know, but what wasn't expected to me was the play of Jared Cook. Offensively, I'm very disappointed in Jared Cook, the way that he played today. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was going on with him personally. It just seems like to me he was going through some things. Him and Drew Brees couldn't get on the same page. And for these guys to be out like Michael Thomas, Deontay Harris, and Traquan Smith, you got to step up, man. Emmanuel Sanders, he relatively new. He can give you that explosive play down the field, which he did. But you need these type of guys to step up. I don't know what was going on with the screen game. It seemed like Alvin Kamara couldn't really get into the screen game or anything like that. The offensive line, all things considered, I mean, they protected Drew Brees pretty well. And the running game was okay when Alvin Kamara was running the football. They pretty much neutralized Latavius Murray. But this offense, man, like, my goodness, guys aren't being aggressive. But, you know, I seen a pass by Juwan Johnson. I mean, I think he should have fought for the football. I don't know what's going on with that. It was a good catch by Lil Jordan Humphreys, stepped up, you know, late in the game, catching that touchdown. But, you know, if Jared Cook is going to play like this, if Jared Cook going to play like this, man, go ahead and put Alan Troutman in the game. Go ahead and put Alan Troutman and let him be that primary tight end, you know, because I don't know what it is, man. Look, I can speculate. I just feel like maybe Jared Cook has been dealing with concussions and maybe he feel paranoid or something like that. Maybe he's seeing ghosts because maybe he had some concussions and maybe he don't want nobody to hit him again or something. But, I mean, his aggression is completely shot. And, you know, if the Saints going to do anything offensively down the stretch, they're going to need him to step up in a much bigger role than he's been because Michael Thomas ain't coming through that door. You know, unless we talking about the playoffs, maybe. Deontay Harris ain't coming through that door unless we talking about the playoffs, maybe. So the New Orleans Saints got an uphill battle. They got an uphill climb. I expect Drew Brees to play much better against the Minnesota Vikings. And kudos to the New Orleans Saints defense, man. I mean, on the field for over 80 plays. Young guys stepped up like Carl Granderson. This was Sheldon Rankins, one of his best games that he played since in quite some time, man. And also, you know, Trey Hendrickson, man. These guys were stepping up. These guys were dominating, man, you know, for the most part. So I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad, man. You know, this is one of those games where you can look up. You can look up and get the, look up and get the victory. But I don't think anybody really, truly, 100% emphatically believe that the Saints were going to win this game. Not like you believe that they was going to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. But let's go ahead and go to the chat. I'm going to start with DLP 2600. Thank you all for tuning in. O-line played 2 games in a row. Sorry. I disagree with that. I disagree. I think this offensive line played really well in this game, especially protecting Drew Brees. Now, if you want to talk about stopping a run, well, you know, that's a powerful team on the other side. And I'm pretty sure they heard all the press clippings talking about how, you know, they can't stop the run, this, that, and the third. I mean, the Saints did the Saints did a good job protecting Drew Brees. He only got sacked 1 time, and that's because Drew Brees pulled down the football. So I think they did a really good job. Cam Jordan, thank you very much for the $2. Says, I got a little Mike Tyson in me. Thank you very much for the $2. Yeah, that kind of came out of frustration right there. You know, Cam Jordan was getting handled. I just want to be honest. He was getting handled in pass protection. Now, in run support, he was handling his business. But that guy was holding him at bay. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't get past that guy. That guy was pushing him back and treating him like an illegitimate stepchild. And Cam Jordan just got frustrated, man. And sock the guy in the face. But Josh Hill, well, I don't know, man. I see Josh Hill very little these days. It seems like Adam Troutman is starting to emerge in that role. So, I mean, I know he had like a holding penalty, but man, that's about it. I ain't really hear that much else for Josh Hill. Jared Cook, what's up with him? I just feel like he's seeing ghosts because of those concussions, man. I just feel like I never seen like Jared Cook. Like before these concussions that Jared Cook had, I mean, he was like really aggressive. He was a guy, you know what I'm saying, like didn't mind going over the middle in traffic. But now it seems like if anybody like started to get close to him, he see footsteps, he dropping a football. And man, I don't know, man. It happens sometimes, especially like when you start getting concussions and stuff like that, and you have to go back out there. I mean, he stepped up, you know what I'm saying? Like he caught that 20-yard pass on 4th down, so I give him that. But I just feel like he's seeing ghosts right now, me personally. Why they didn't just play Taysom Hill and let Breeze get some snaps to shake the rust off instead of him playing the whole game going 3 and out? Well, Leslie, look, you go with Drew Brees, okay? You go with Drew, and because Drew is the starter, and Drew gives you the better chance to win. And it's just funny to me how everybody just screaming Taysom Hill's name, because Drew Brees had, you know what I'm saying, a lackluster performance. Man, we got to stop just being so damn fickle, man. Like, seriously, like everybody, we cry for Drew Brees to come back because Taysom out here throwing the ball all erratic, throwing it out of bounds, throwing bullet balls, and all of a sudden he has a bad game. Drew has a bad game. Now all of a sudden we crying for Taysom Hill. Like, man, look, one day, Drew Brees is going to leave the New Orleans Saints organization. We're going to say bye-bye to number 9, all right? And we're going to have to go with a quarterback, and we ain't going to be looking at this quarterback from drive to drive. Oh, man, put somebody else in. You got to go with the quarterback that you have schemed and planned. You're not going to have good games all the time. You're not going to have bad games all the time. But this is his first game back in over a month. And if you feel like Taysom Hill could have went toe-to-toe, if you think that Taysom Hill would have threw that pass to Latavius Murray and allowed Latavius Murray to score a touchdown like that, then you are out of your damn mind. Drew Brees puts the Saints in a better position to win. If Hill would have went out there with what the Saints had at them backup practice squad receivers, man, we probably wouldn't even got out the gate. Let's call it for what it is, man. We need to stop that. Like, Drew Brees is the quarterback. Drew Brees gives you the best position to win. Drew Brees has not played in over a month. So let's just stop that, man. There's no comparison between Taysom Hill and Drew Brees. None. What y'all think gonna happen? Y'all think Taysom Hill just gonna come up in there and what he gonna channel his inner Michael Vick? You know what I'm saying? With a dash of Randall Cunningham with the arm strength, with a dash of Drew Brees accuracy. Knock it off, man. Drew Brees gives you the best position, puts you in the best position to win. And we just need to stop that, because if Drew Brees would have came out there balling out, nobody would have been talking about Taysom Hill. The guy is rusty. It happens. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he's going to get better, you know what I'm saying, as the weeks go on. I'm pretty sure he'll probably play much better on Christmas Day. But I'm not about to sit up here and just say Drew Brees to go sit on the sidelines. I mean, the offense really didn't have anything. I mean, the chemistry wasn't there. And if Drew Brees was going to start at the beginning of the week, how long do you think, they decided that maybe we need to activate Lil Jordan Humphrey, we need to activate Juwan Johnson? They did that in the middle of the week. And I'm pretty sure Drew Brees doesn't have a rapport with these guys, because these guys don't take first team reps. So, man, you gotta put everything into perspective here, man. But I would never, like, you out of your mind. That would never ever come out of my mouth. I would never say that Drew Brees needs to sit down for Taysom Hill. Anybody believe that, man? All I gotta say is, man, put the weed down and leave that crack alone. I don't usually say stuff like that, but if you think that Taysom Hill is gonna play better than what Drew Brees put up today, please, man, come on, man, give me a break. This man was struggling against the Philadelphia Eagles defense. This man can convert a third down. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, with that pass rush and him, you know what I'm saying, being decisive, the Kansas City Chiefs probably would have had about 3 fumbles. So, no. I'm rolling with Drew Brees, man. Good, bad, and indifferent. Drew Brees put the Saints in position to win, you know what I'm saying, which, you know what I'm saying, the defense had an opportunity. They, you know what I'm saying, I just feel like they were just gassed out. But the fact that the Saints only lost this game by 3 points, trust and believe. if Taysom Hill was in this game, the Saints would have lost about points. It would have been more. Jailer, thank you very much for the 499. TJ, I think it didn't run screens because Drew still hurt, and that 3 free rushes coming at him. That's a good point. That's a good point right there. That's a good point. That is a very, very interesting point. So let me go back a little bit. I think we had a donation right here. Be kind to each other. Thank you very much for the $5. Says tell it, TJ. I'm just being real. But probably go ahead and open up the phone lines right now. Let everybody kind of chime in. Those that want to chime in, talk about the game. Keep your comments at a minimum. As y'all know, we're probably gonna go for about an hour here on the State of the Saints podcast. Boy, gotta head to the job. So Dada says real talk, TJ. And I think we had another donation down here. I want to make sure I get everybody. Don't want to forget anyone. I think I seen one. And then we're going to open up the phone lines. But anyway, man, I mean, I just think overall they played tough. They did what they needed to do. You know what I'm saying? Like defensively. I mean, you only can do so much against a guy who is just different, man. Patrick Mahomes is different. Patrick Mahomes is just a different entity, man. Like some of the passes that guy was throwing, I mean, that was some of the best coverage that you can give, man. But he's just special, He's just special. Who that Davis? What's going on?
Yo, what's going on, my dude?
Hey, how you doing?
Look, man, I'm not even mad. Look,
me neither.
I mean, you can't ask for a better defensive performance than what the Saints defense gave you. The Saints interior, Malcolm Roach mainly along with David Onyemata getting the most pressures on Patrick Mahomes, forcing him out of the pocket. He looks mighty uncomfortable. And speaking of Patrick Mahomes, listen, I've noticed this a couple weeks ago against Tampa Bay, but I really noticed it last week against Miami. You will see Patrick Mahomes light up the stat sheet almost on a weekly basis, but he's still only winning on an average of 30 points, and he's still only barely escaping out of wins. Look, I don't care if you throw for 500 yards in a game. If you're still only putting up 30 points and you're barely escaping out of the skin of your teeth because you're trying to look flashy out here against these defenses, trying to show off for the camera, trying to show off for the fans, your endorsements, whatever. If you're still trying to be flashy like that and put the bar Mahomes' way, that's going to come back to bite you in the rear end come postseason. Against two teams, especially like Tennessee, licking their chops, looking to come back and bite back against you from last year in the AFC Championship. Tennessee's looking to come back for revenge. Buffalo has a don't sleep on them defense. They can come at you with their front four, and they can cover well down the field with Tre'Davious White leading the way. So I don't want to hear nothing else about this Kansas City offense being unstoppable. They've been stoppable for weeks. It's just being able to close out games. And speaking of closing out games, look, we all know Drew. Everybody who has common sense should know that Drew Brees hasn't been in for over a month, as you so eloquently pointed out. He hasn't been in there for over a month. He's missing 3 receiving starters, and Thomas, Harris, and Callaway. Callaway is no slouch, okay? He can find those holes. He can find those holes in zone coverage. He can go out there and make those contested catches. Unlike Juwan Johnson, who still needs some time, he dropped 2 passes. Lil Jordan Humphries, who couldn't get separation. The fact of the matter is, he was out there with 3 replacements, and he still was only down by 3. That should really tell you something down the stretch. They're probably going to lose Marcus Williams for Friday, which is going to hurt because the guys who playing like a top 10 safety. But they're so stout defensively. I'm not going to be too concerned against the likes of Kirk Cousins. Now, granted, Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson are no slouches, but Marshawn Lattimore and Janoris Jenkins can go toe-to-toe with them, and that front four can get at Kirk Cousins and force at least an interception or at least a forced fumble. So this game should tell you a lot about this team going forward into the postseason when at least a handful of these players get brought back off IR.
Yeah, I just feel like, man, anybody that has issues with the same defense, a defense that was on the field, I don't know how many minutes and how many plays they were a part of. Like, The fact that the Saints was going 3-and-out, 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 you know what I'm saying? Like, and these guys out there, and then you got to take into account. I mean, look, man, shouts out to Coach Nielsen, straight up, man. The Saints front four, and the fact that Cam Jordan can leave and go into the locker room, that Trey Hendrickson can leave and go into the locker room, and yet these guys were still getting pressure on this dude, man. Like that is unbelievable, man. Like as a Saints fan, this is the creme de la creme of offenses right here. This is what everybody talk about. This, like, bruh, do y'all not see how good this dude is? Do you not see how magical some of the passes that he was throwing? Like, there's no defense. I don't care how good of a defensive team you are. Sometimes you just go up against something that is just larger than life and just straight up special. That dude is special. And the fact that you can keep this dude under 300 yards is something that you can boast about. You know what I'm saying? Defensive players was going up to this dude, dapping him off after the game, like, man, hey, bro. Like sometimes, man, you know, like, you can talk as much noise as you want to, you know what I'm saying? But, man, that dude's special. I'm sorry, man. That dude is special. And for them to go out there and put up that type of defensive performance, I'm confident that the Saints should be okay going forward. But who that Davis guy, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the phone call, brother.
All right, but before I go, I got one more thing for you. Someone hit me up in the comment section. I think they tagged me saying the Vikings have had our number. Go stop the madness. Let me just say this before I head off. Yes, the Vikings have had our number, but I'm not looking about past. I'm not looking at past encounters. I'm looking at this season. They just lost to the Bears. Now, the Bears are having a resurgence, but the fact of the matter is, this Saints defense is probably the best defense they had in the last decade. You can argue 2018, but they are now stout on all three levels with the addition of Michael Jenkins. So I challenge you, the person who tagged me, come to my show at State of Viking Go podcast this Wednesday. I will give you the chance to call in. We can debate this all show long. I will happily put some information in your mouth. That's it.
I'm not. Like, Aaron, I'm not concerned about these people, man. Like, I'm just being serious. Like, team change from year to year. People get better, and I'm not concerned about that, man. Like, I don't look at what teams did 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It's a different team, you know. Exactly. If that's the case, then why we lost to the Philadelphia Eagles? We seem to have their number all the time, right? So, I mean, knock it off. Teams team scheme for each other year after year. People change. Free agents come in. Draft picks come in. Knock it off. Aaron, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for the phone call, man.
Take it easy, TJ, man.
All right. And, man, Hunter, I want to give a shout out to him for the $4.99. Says receiver had no separation all game. Need Thomas and Harris back. Wednesday, COVID hurt us as he didn't use Taysom as much. That's true. That's a good point right there. They definitely couldn't use Taysom because James. We're gonna go to Chanel. Chanel, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey TJ, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Chanel, I have a couple things.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a couple things. First, I completely agree with your optimism. This defense is legit. Like, the way that they defended this high-powered offense was really impressive. Our secondary played good, and honestly, the fact that we were able to defend them after Cam Jordan and Trey Hendrickson went out was really impressive, I thought. And also, I mean, in terms of your optimism, like, we were playing with practice squad wide receivers. Breeze hasn't played in 4 weeks. I mean, honestly, going toe-to-toe with the Chiefs, I completely agree. Like, that's awesome. The one thing that I do want to complain about a little bit is I just didn't like that we didn't even come out trying to run the ball. Like, I don't really get that. Our defense had to be tired after a while. They were on the field, like, the entire game. And honestly, Kamara was running great. Like, every time that he ran the ball, he was getting 4 or 5 yards, you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. You know, I'm looking at these numbers. Absolutely right. You know, I mean, he averaged 4.9, which also the Kansas City Chiefs They have like one of the worst run defense in football. So it's not like, okay, they can stop them maybe a couple times eventually. You know, the bottom was going to break and you probably would be able to break free on a couple of plays.
Yeah, and I mean, like the defense of the Chiefs was playing tight man coverage, and honestly, passing the ball just wasn't working. Breeze doesn't have chemistry with these guys. I didn't agree with that. I thought in that sense, the play calling was kind of bad. We should have ran the ball on the first down. And then other than that, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. You can go ahead.
Yeah, other than that, I felt like, okay, the Chiefs played great. The Saints, honestly, I thought played great under the circumstances. I will say the calls from the refs were a little bit questionable at times. But, you can't blame it on that. And I felt like we did have a lot of opportunities that we didn't take advantage of. But that's really it. I don't want to hold you up. I know you have other people calling, but that's my thoughts.
That's a good observation. I think that man coverage that you were talking about, you definitely miss somebody like Michael Thomas in a game you can actually beat man coverage. I think in a game like this, Michael Thomas probably would have been eaten in this game. That's why I listen more optimistic than ever. I feel like the New Orleans Saints, if they get all the weapons back, then if they had to go up against Kansas City Chiefs again, the outcome would be completely different. That's just my humble opinion. But Chanel, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling in. Call back in.
All right, take care, TJ.
All right, you take it easy. Yeah, shouts out to Chanel, man. She always watching the show, and man, you always talking about love the show, man. So shouts out to her. We can move on, man. We got Donald D. Donald D, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing? Can you hear me?
Man, I'm doing all right. Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Good. Look, man, at the end of the day, the thing with me is the game was actually great. We're actually doing a good job in the game. But like the thing that killed me was when you see an ejection like Cam Jordan like that, I was like, man, like I actually gonna cheat like this, man.
Right.
I said, okay, you know what? I turned the game off after that because I'm like, man, if you're gonna cheat, but don't do shit like that, man.
Yeah, I
But
TJ,
here's the thing though. I got people that here right now saying, fire the coach, get rid of him, get rid of Drew Brees, and start over. I'm like, first of all, you fired the head coach. You're just not firing him. You fired everything that goes with this man. I'm like, I'm not firing nobody like that. I said your damn mind. Why would I fire a head coach like this? It's just stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And when I hear some
I don't even entertain, man, because everybody want to change everything around when the team lose. Like,
right.
This does not surprise. Like, honestly, this does not surprise me. Like, I did off-season prediction. I said that the Saints were going to go 11-5. People thought I was crazy. People thought I was out of my mind for saying this.
Really?
I'm serious. Like, I knew that. Like, people just think automatically, oh, we're gonna run it back. Teams get better.
Right. Teams get better like too, yeah. But these people are professionals too, yeah. That's all that. So like, I mean, they professionals too. They professionals too. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? These dudes are professionals too, man. I mean, they got to do what they got to do. But at the same time, when I hear people say that the coach got to get fired and all that, man, get out of here. I can't even talk to you no more because you sound stupid.
Right.
You're just emotional.
Right.
Emotional. The thing is, when we win, nobody can say nothing. They can't write papers. They can't make money off us. They can't do nothing. But when we lose, oh God, they want to talk bad about us like a dog, bro. And just make money. I mean, it's just stupid. It's just hypocrisy. To me, is that when you lose, they say get rid of coach. It's just stupid. This is absolutely, bro. We're playing the Super Bowl champions. That's something that people don't realize. We're playing the defending Super Bowl champions. It's not going to be easy with them. They're going to be good for the next 10 years, 15 years. That's how good that team is. I mean, come on, man. They need to cut this up. But at the same time, to me, the Chiefs overrated. Because how the hell are you going to sit and tell me again like this? Yeah, these people caught 29, but in the day, I don't even. They don't run the ball. And correct me if I'm wrong, they do get hurt. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they get hurt. Seriously hurt. See, that's going to be a big loss for them if he's out.
Hey, Donald, man, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to reconnect, man. People are saying that I'm having some connection issues, so I apologize. I'm gonna cut you off, man, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and probably have to restart the link,
down?
man. We having some issues.
I'm gonna shut down.
All right.
Well, look,
No, you're not shut down, man. But I'm gonna have to hit you back. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to start over the live feed. I'm seeing that I'm having some connection issues, so hopefully I'll be able to reconnect soon. So I apologize. We'll be right back, and just hang tight. All right.